Hi everyone, good to see you. So the reason why I started Makerble was that several of my friends and I were all really conscious that people often want to do good in the world, but especially when it comes to giving to charity, there's always, or often, that question of where does my money go when I give? And in my personal experience, when I was at uni, I started sponsoring a child, £18 a month, because my parents used to do that. And then after about 3 or 4 months, I realized I couldn't afford it because I had to spend money on other things like books and beer. So I cancelled it, but then I thought, this is silly. If only I could get my friends to chip in £1 a month each, we could sponsor a kid for £1. So that's what we did, and we started this scheme at the university. Loads of students did it. And then I was on a mega bus and saw something saying low-cost intercity travel, and I thought, we could take this same approach of people knowing where their money goes when they sponsor a child, but apply it to sponsoring any kind of project. So that's what we've made with Makerble. This place where you can create the change you want to see in the world by giving on a monthly basis to different projects, but then getting updates on what's happening, and not just updates in terms of anecdotal stuff, but badges that signify the achievements those projects are making. So this is the homepage. We launched this literally this time last week, so it's really fresh. And on the homepage, you can kind of just like scan some of the different projects that are there. So we've got this basic pop-up that shows information about each project. But then when you zoom in and like click on one, then you can see the updates from the people who are running those projects in terms of what's actually happening. There's a basic description about what's happening on that project, and you can then click in to find out a little bit more. We thought some of the feedback that I've had, I've been running pop-up charity crowdfunding events for the last 7 years. That's raised about £100,000 just as a volunteering thing. But people love understanding who it is that's behind the project. So each project manager has like their profile. Then you can see the makers. So these are people who are giving to that project. And followers, so people who are like, okay, this project's interesting, I'm not quite ready to like start giving yet, but I just want to get updates about what's happening. And we have a breakdown of the budget for the projects. This one, naughty, hasn't actually got a breakdown. And then we've got the charity that's behind it. So all the projects are sourced from registered UK charities, and on the charity page it just says, yeah, the projects that they're running. So at the moment they all pretty much have one each, but we're building that, and we've got about 15 projects on the site with a load more in the pipeline to come through. You just kind of click donate, and then it takes you through to what we call the lifestyle checkout. So we were like, the idea of giving £3 a month, £6 a month, it can sound like a lot. For me, the idea of giving £10 a month sounds like a load of money. Whereas if someone says, give a cinema ticket a month, I'm kind of like, yeah, I can afford a cinema ticket a month. So that's the way our lifestyle checkout works, in that for the projects that you want to give to, you choose how much you want to give. Or you can just put in like a straight cash amount if that's what you prefer. And then we have gift aid that can be added on as well. So that means the donation is topped up by 25%. And then we're using Stripe as our payment mechanism. So you donate with Stripe, and that's how that works. And then once you've finished your donation, then it then takes you back to your profile page. So here's the Don't Pitch Me Bro profile page. We donated previously to the Malawi project. So you can see the updates from that, and we're redesigning this to make it clearer. We also made it mobile responsive, so it shrinks as you're using a mobile too. This is actually the first platform in the world that enables charities to provide this level of detail in terms of this is what's happening on the projects that we're doing. And what's been really encouraging is just seeing loads of other kind of research that's come in and saying that people would give an additional £665 million to charity if they knew more about where their money went. And then there's people who'd moved their donations to charities that were better at communicating their impact. So what we're really keen to do is create this place whereby people feel they can make the change they want to see in the world, but get the updates on what's happening. And also, 4p in every pound is spent on marketing. So that's Makerble's fee. And charities usually spend about 15% of their revenue on fundraising. So when they're hearing that Makerble takes its 4%, they're like, cool, this is really cost effective for us, and there's no initial outlay. So yeah, that's what we've made. Really keen to hear your feedback. Thank you.
First of all, great concept, well done. Interested to know about the filters. I was thinking from my personal experience, I'd be more likely to donate if I could relate a little bit more. So I went backpacking and I saw a little village in Peru. Like, is the filter going to be by hobby or geographical location, or those kind of things might help me, improve my probability to donate?
Yeah, that's the filtering that we're adding in. In fact, we had it in the alpha version, but then we need to like fine tune it. But we want to let people filter by location, cause, and then also by hobby. So something like, say like you're really into music, we would recommend the Choir with No Name that uses music to tackle homelessness. So yeah, that kind of triple layer of filtering is what we want to bring in, because I think, yeah, they need to go talk about that offline.
One of the motivations for working with a charity is that, one, you give your money or you give your time, but also you try and encourage others to donate towards, whether it's a marathon or whatever. And whenever you've done that, you kind of send an email out to a group of people, and it's really hard to put into context what it is, why it is that it's so important that charity has the money. And I think by providing this content, that's great for the individual, but is there an easy way for people to share the content that goes out there, almost to tell that story as to why they're running the marathon for X charity?
Thanks. That's something that we're going to iterate with, and we're really open to hearing feedback on that. Our current idea is that whenever a project achieves something, so builds a school, that's something that can be auto-posted to your Facebook account. So it's not saying how much you've given, it's just saying the change that you've made possible. So that's our initial idea, but someone early in the evening was saying having a recommend button would be a really good thing. So we're really open for hearing other ways of getting it out there. And we actually want to go into corporates as well, like using Makerble as a workplace giving initiative, because there's hardly anyone does it, but people want to. So if you're if you have a job, then please chat to us, because we can maybe do Makerble in your company.
Okay, well, thank you very much. Cheers.
Cheers.